stage and the Magnolia Children's Theater production of Don Quixote. What a great crowd! You guys are amazing. You filled the theater. Way to go! Good job. Thank you for being here. We are so happy to have you here. The kids are beyond excited and so thrilled. The show you're going to be seeing here is the result of 1 week theater camp. And the kids came in on Monday, just this past Monday, 5-6 days ago, hardly knowing what the whole story of Quixote was really all about. They came in, they learned the story, and they jumped into their characters with such excitement and enthusiasm that we have had nonstop fun with all of them this whole week. They have worked so hard, as you'll see, and we're just so proud because this is our third year doing this, only our second year, but third show with the Magnolia Children's Theater summer camp. And it is so awesome to see the growth and the entire, the level of seriousness that the kids are bringing to this production in every area. We do improv games every day, and those improv games have been really high quality theater as well, which is amazing. So it's just been super, super fun. We're so proud of every one of them. You will see 2 Quixotes. There'll be a lights out at one point. We just have a few reminders. One is please make sure your cell phones are silenced and no flash photography because then they don't see the edge of the stage. Second of all, please stay seated for the whole show. It's about 40 minutes and we just don't want to have distractions of people running around unless, of course, you have an emergency. Thank you. And the final thing is we want to just say thank you to the parents and to the Backdoor Theater, because having this production, being able to be in our community theater, is such a gift for the kids. They have fallen in love with the smell of the stage and the curtains and every part about the floor and everything. So they will never forget this experience, and we're just so enormously grateful to all of you. So, Don Quixote was written in 1604, and it is thought to be, by many, the first modern novel, because all prior books were written as poetry. So this story has an enormous amount of history behind it. There are morals that you will find pertinent to your lives even today. So we hope you enjoy. Without further ado, we present to you The Curious Quest of Don Quixote.
Scene 1, the first quest. En un lugar de la Mancha,
in a place in La Mancha,
cuyo nombre no deseo recordar,
whose name I do not care to recall,
no ha mucho tiempo que vivía,
there dwelt not so long ago
en el hidalgo de los de lanza en astillero,
a gentleman wont to keep an unused lance,
a darga antigua,
an old shield,
rocin flauco,
a skinny old horse,
y galgo corredor.
and a greyhound for racing.
Until the time our story begins, a man though eccentric seems sane. He had an estate and some wealth from his father, but books were his valued domain.
I love my books. I can't read enough about the old knight errantry, when wandering men of courage and fame roamed the country from sea to sea. Enough of books. I'll see for myself. I want adventure too. I'll become one of them. I'll rescue and save with panache and daring do. For I'm Don Quixote de la Mancha, strong and brave and bold. I'll ride throughout the countryside, just like the knights of old. I'll rescue damsels in distress, get you out of any mess. If you need my help, the answer's yes, and I'll do it with great righteousness.
He's Don Quixote de la Mancha, the last knight still around. He'll seek injustice, root it out, for he's to duty bound.
Now where's that old armor? And helmet, and lance. And where's Rocinante, my favorite horse? It's time to be on my way.
He's Don Quixote de la Mancha, harmless and deranged. Although his heart is pure and sweet, he's really rather strange.
He seems to think he's a knight. He'll look for villains to smite. He's a creaky, foolish, doddering sight, and he'll give the country folks a fright.
For in his mind he's Don Quixote, living out a dream, where up is down and black is white, as things aren't what they seem.
His brain wandered off after reading those books about life in the days of yore. He bemoans the fact that times have changed and knights from the land no more.
So we'll humor him and play along and help him out when we can. But not everyone is in on the joke. Not all will understand. Hey, mister, your lance is all crooked and bent. Your armor is stupid and rusty. And your horse is a bundle of hair, sticks and bones. And not only that, you smell musty.
The Don thanked them for their words of support and rode away smilingly shore. How nice that even the youth of his village could see that his motives were pure.
Let's pelt him with stones.
Or scare his dumb horse.
We could shout ugly names from afar, like Batty and Daft and Barney and Odd.
Stupid.
Weird. Bizarre. My grandmother taught me that those who are different carry greatness in their disguise. They wander among us to share the gift of seeing in others' eyes.
You're probably right. He's done nothing to us.
He just seems off in his head. I don't really feel like teasing him. Let's do something else instead.
Quixote puffed up with new confidence. This standoff was just what he wanted. He was ready to face unknown enemies now, fortified and undaunted. Scene 2, Dulcinea.
Oh, look in yon meadow surrounded by blossoms, a maiden both virtuous and pure. A knight needs a lady for whom to do battle. She's lovely, sweet, and demure.
Here, pigs, you great ugly beasts. Come and stuff your fat, paunchy cheeks with slops that look better than what I'm getting. I haven't been fed well in weeks.
Oh, sweet maid, will you be my lady?
The name's Aldonza, and this sounds shady.
You, Dulcinea, are lovely and fair.
With my old filthy dress and matted down hair,
Your cheeks are like peaches.
your words are the pits.
Your eyes blaze like sapphires.
Get over it.
What can I do? What way can I coax?
He couldn't mean it. It must be a hoax.
Your sweetness and grace fill my old heart with joy.
He's truly sincere? It isn't a ploy? Sir, I am but a scullery maid, indentured, friendless, and afraid.
If you'll be my lady, then I'll be your knight. With your smallest blessing, I'll happily fight. You can't imagine how happy I'll be.
No one has spoken so kindly to me. If I am a lady in one man's eyes, I can reach the moon and touch the skies. Let me carry you and you carry me in a special new place no one else can see. And as you go your way and I go mine, we'll remember the moment our lives intertwined.
My dear, if you'll grant me just one small favor, a token you're willing to share. A scarf, perhaps, or a handkerchief?
All I have is this rag in my hair.
My great lady, a small gift from me to show my deep gratitude. I present to you this shiny red apple, this sweet orb of autumn, this food!
Scene 3, Quixote is knighted.
Oh, look, a castle ahead. My chance to be knighted before I continue my quest. And after the ritual, a small bite to eat before seizing a few hours of rest.
Oh, look at this codger all dressed up in armor. Oh, he's a mighty strange one. Just follow my lead and pick up my patter. We're about to have buckets of fun. Oh, welcome, fine sir, to our most humble dwelling. May I offer you some roast meat and wine?
Your armor is lovely, your lance very fearsome, and your helmet gives off a rare shine.
My reputation precedes me, I see. I'm the stuff of legend and myth. Please tell the good lord in the castle I'm here and request that he knight me forthwith.
Well, I've never knighted anyone before, but this is a slow, boring day. I can touch both your shoulders with my magical sword, but I have no idea what to say.
Never mind, my good fellow. It's really quite easy. I know how to do it. Just follow my lead. It's simple. Just wait and see.
May we hold your armor, good sir?
Of course.
I hereby and forthwith dub this man who is quite obviously,
benevolent and beneficent.
benevolent and beneficent,
Steadfast and sagacious.
steadfast and sagacious,
Courtly and cultivated.
courtly and cultivated,
Daft and demented.
Adventurous and audacious.
adventurous and audacious,
Crazy and cuckoo.
wacky and woo-woo,
Generous and graceful.
generous and graceful,
Magnificent and magical.
magnificent and magical.
Enough! Enough! Cease and desist. He's a man, not a saint. Remember, he believes each silly word, so let's exercise some restraint.
In keeping with the powers loosely vested in me, I dub thee Don Quixote de la Mancha, Knight of the Quaintly Curious Quest.
Come on, everybody, when he isn't looking. Push his armor into the horse tank. We'll see how courageous he really is once we pull our hilarious prank.
Oh, dastardly cowards, yellow-bellied tormentors, come meet your foe, face to face. How dare you defile my bright, shiny armor? Your behavior is such a disgrace.
Ow!
Ow! Ow! Let us go!
Stop pounding on us. We were just having some fun.
Well, let this be a strong lesson to you. Be respectful towards everyone.
1,000 great pardons, bodacious sir. Let us dry off your armor and lance.
Please
Forgive our indiscreet act. We were caught up in circumstance.
The old man slept soundly, loudly, and long, and awoke renewed and refreshed. He set off to the countryside to continue his curious quest. The knight, poised and vigilant, hoped to discover a grievance he could redress, when lo and behold he came upon a young boy in deep distress. A farmer was flogging his hired hand, a lad who had shouted and begged him to stop.
Oh, please, master, I'll do anything. I'll labor until I drop.
You idle boy, work longer, harder. You're idolent and lazy. I'll not spray corn into your reform. for you're making me angry and crazy.
Cease and desist. Hold your hand at this instant. I'll not tolerate this cruel act. As a knight both wise and clever, I'll serve as judge. Now each side present every fact.
This lad whom I've hired to watch over my sheep falls asleep on the job night and day. When the sheep disappear, he is solely to blame, so he'll not get 1 penny of pay.
I work hard, sunrise to sunset. Then I have to keep watch through the night. If I just close my eyes, a wolf may come up and seize a sheep far out of sight. I'm human and can't toil with nary a pause. But to his service I'm bound. I can't run away. I have nowhere to go. It feels like I'm nailed to the ground.
I order you, sir, to pay him forthwith, and cease this foul flogging and bashing. And know if my bidding you choose to ignore, I'll come back and give you a thrashing.
I'll comply on my honor, most illustrious knight. Thank you for making it clear. I'll just run to my house to grab a big bag of money I pay to pay this boy I hold so dear.
Farewell then, my good man. I'll be on my way. I'm delighted you've seen the light.
Oh, please, sir. Oh, please, sir, don't leave. He'll beat me again the minute you ride out of sight.
Didn't you hear him? He sees the injustice. From now on, you've nothing to fear.
Rest assured, everything between us is settled. You may now ride out of here.
Another round riding. The world is better with the one generous deed I have done. The young man is now safe, and the farmer is much wiser. Oh, this is so very much fun.
Scene 5, Encounter with Merchant. As Quixote rode on, his mind turned again to fair Dulcinea, his love. He vowed all would proclaim her beauty and charm to the earth and the heavens above. Rounding a bend, he met in the road some merchants traveling along. He decided to share his pure happiness, but sadly the thought was all wrong.
Do you gentlemen know of my sweet Dulcinea, in whom the sun rises and sets? Her hair is of silk, her skin as soft as springtime. You'll remember if ever you've met.
Oh, sure, you old rickety bucket of bones. A woman of beauty loves you. Your own decrepit, half out of your mind. Is she ancient and wobbly too?
Retract and rescind that scurrilous slur, or I'll fill your foul mouth with manure.
You ask for it now, you scraggly old scoundrel. Your liver will take out and skewer.
As the dawn mourned the loss of his dignity and wondered which bones had been cracked, a workingman found him, assessed the damage, and lifted him up on his back.
So tell me, Bruce, sir, from whence do you come? I'm going to take you home.
I lived in La Mancha, but as a knight errant, my fate in life now is to roam.
There, I can tell that your brains are as rusty as the armor you strapped to your chest. So relax and relinquish and give me your trust. You can later continue your quest. Oh dear, he's really done it now. I knew it would come to this. Sir, tell me, where are you hurt? Oh please, sir, what parts are amiss? Now just lie here a while, and I'll find the doctor. Oh, you shouldn't have ridden away. All dressed in that metal on a flea-bitten horse, but at least you'll be home now to stay. Doctor!
My friend, today you are most fortunate, but you must never go knighting again. These old bones can't take much more punishment. Please, leave it to the much younger men.
Quixote stayed silent, but secretly knew his journey had only begun. There are monsters to wrangle,
damsels to rescue, and chivalrous deeds to be done. But first he must sleep. So, for many a day, he fought through delirious dreams, where dragons and demons, enchanters and giants, raced around in fantastical scenes.
This is our chance! While he's asleep, we'll burn his entire library. The solution lies not in logic or sense, but in something more incendiary.
We'll say an enchanter came down on a cloud.
With a fire-breathing dragon, too.
That they took all his books, left a room full of smoke as the only remaining clue.
With no more books left to fill his head with ideas both dangerous and silly,
he'll give up on fantastical, crazy ideas and stop wandering around willy-nilly.
Burning them seems a sin and a shame. Let's hide poetry volumes instead.
For what could be worse than becoming a poet? Let's not plant that thought in his head.
Quixote awoke, still quite groggy and dazed, and called right away for his books. The friends and the housekeeper gathered around and, with conspiratorial looks, explained that the whole library was gone, contriving a tale on the spot. The Don was disconsolate, sad beyond words when he heard the villainous plot. But the schemers had failed to think of one thing. The stories were in the Don's head. He didn't need books to inspire his adventures. He dreamed of new exploits instead. Scene 6. Sancho Panza. Sleep continued to be his pastime of choice during the following weeks. All thought they were over his wandering ways, as Quixote stayed quiet and meek. But beneath the mild manner and obsequious air, a lion's heart burned deep inside. The old man spent hours planning quests to come, and his schemes were quite easy to hide.
I think I'll go out for a walk through the town,
he said one warm spring day. It was time to act, and he had to act fast. There could be very little delay. In lying and thinking of nights all those days, he discovered what he was still needing. A squire to assist him, to ride alongside him, to patch the knight's bruises and bleeding. He knew just the man who was right for the job, not too bright, not too dull, or ambitious. He would take care of the horses, mend the Don's clothes, cook, and of course do the dishes.
Sancho Panza, you're an adventurous man. Your spirit runs fast, wild, and free. Leave all this behind, climb on your mule, and ride into the sunset with me.
Ay caramba! What about my children and wife? I've got crops to put an end to. I can't gallivant through the countryside playing what if and let's pretend.
So, Sancho, the picture's much bigger than your small brain comprehends. You'll one day govern a place of your own, my lovable, somewhat dense friend. It won't be long before all will know how I've made the land safe again. They'll want to reward us with bountiful gifts. Time's a-wasting, now let us begin.
You've twisted my arm with your promise of wealth. I'll reign over fields rich and wide, with my children all dressed in satins and silks, and my happy wife at my side.
Quixote and Sancho set out before dawn because they still needed to hide. Their mission was from those who could not understand the motive behind their odd ride. Scene 7, Windmills.
Giants ahead with long waving arms.
Stand back, I'll battle alone. Take that and that, you great ugly beast. Your tactics are all too well known. But I'm dauntless and fearless and dashing and bold. You'll never get the best of me. I'll just deliver this coup de grace and we'll see who the victor will be. Ah! Help! Let go! Put me down, you fiend! Stand up and fight like a man! The code of honor demands certain rules. This is not protocol nor plan.
Oh, sire, come! Rest a while. You've certainly won, though their arms still wave about madly. You comported yourself most honorably, while they all behaved very badly. But your helmet is bent, and your ear drips with blood. You're battered and bashed and bruised. Let's just take a small nap before we move on, since your body's been so abused.
The balsam of Fearpress is now what I need. It cures all wounds in the blink of an eye. But, alas and alack, I have looked all around. There is no balsam nearby.
Oh, never mind that. Let's just take a nap. Sleep cures all ails known to man. If snoozing can't fix the bashing you've got, then it's obvious. Nothing else can.
Reluctantly, the Don joined his squire, and they slept through the whole night and day. Quixote, upon waking, shook Sancho and shouted,
Come, Sancho. Time's a-wasting. We must quickly take flight.
Scene 8. The balsam of Fearpress.
The balsam of Fearpress. Look just over there. We'll brew a batch right away. My wounds will all heal and I'll be good as new. Oh, what a fortuitous day. Delicious, nutritious, and a little bit strange. I need just a few more leaves. Ah, that's better. Oh no, it isn't. My goodness, I think I may heave.
Sir, could you have possibly found a more appropriate place to hurl? The aroma now causes my delicate stomach to reel and roll and I'm exhausted. Let's sleep a while, shall we?
A new day is born, and I'm feeling much better. Come, Sancho, let us clean up and go.
Scene 9. The golden helmet of Mambrino.
Look, there's a knight, and he's wearing, my stars, the golden helmet of Mambrino.
But truly the poor man was just a barber with a shaving bowl on his head. The dawn had altered the state of reality and saw a mythical helmet instead. Quixote spurred. Rocinante charged. Ah! The barber ran shrieking away, leaving behind his mule and basin.
Once again, it's my luckiest day. This magical, mythical golden chapeau brings safety, protection, and aid to any man facing both peril and menace. Henceforth, I shall be unafraid.
I don't suppose you want to hear that you now wear on your head a shaving basin that you purloined from a man who in terror fled.
I'm glad you noticed right away that this helmet is unusual. But so then is my quest and my choice of a squire who rides a broken-down mule.
And I'd imagine that you'd rather not know that most knights don't wear on their head a bowl used for shaving. And many believe your brain has gone south because of these obsessive ravings.
Ah, from this man's mouth comes the wisdom so pure that others are bound to agree with his sputterings and spoutings and odd proclamations as his mind and his words wander free.
And so they continued, insulting and laughing, an exchange which they both found great fun. When around the bend they spied prisoners ahead, working hard in the hot midday sun.
Scene 10, the chain gang.
Oh no, good sire, let us please ride on by. These men are ugly and dangerous. They don't need to be rescued. They've committed bad crimes. To stop now would not be judicious.
But may I remind you that you're but a squire and I'm a courageous knight errant. I must intervene. There's no other way. I can't leave, and Sancho, you daren't. Excuse me, kind sirs, but why, may I ask, are you keeping these gentlemen chained?
These crooks have committed egregious crimes, and their treatment is not inhumane. They've engaged in behaviors we can't even tell, making mayhem in dastardly ways. They should be in thumbscrews or under the lash, not out in fresh air every day.
They're rascals, they're scoundrels, they're scum of the earth, deceitful, contemptible, sly. And why, may I ask, business of yours? Step away, move quickly, pass by.
Quixote was not to be quickly dismissed. He surveyed the deplorable scene. These men seemed so helpless, the guards heartless and cruel. He knew he must now intervene.
You there, my good man, what crime have you done? How have you come to this life?
My crop failed. My cow died. I needed some food to feed my 8 children and wife.
What about, how did you run afoul and find yourself deep in this mess?
I was falsely accused. I'm innocent. They forced me to confess.
And you?
I fell in love with a beautiful woman of a higher social state. Her father had imprisoned me forthwith. Now this life is my fate.
And what about you, poor soul?
I snuck into a rich man's house seeking my runaway dog. He thought I was there to steal his gold, hence this unjust epilogue.
Sire, don't believe them. These men are scumbags. You can see they are vile through and through. They are vicious, atrocious, abhorrent, corrupt, and they lie through their teeth to you.
Sancho, a knight always knows a pure heart, and we never make a mistake. These men are upstanding, trustworthy, and true. Their freedom I'll now undertake.
Quixote caught the guards quite by surprise, and the prisoners started melee. Soon, everything shifted. The imprisoned were free, and the guards were tied up right away.
Yeah, woohoo!
us your money, you naive buffoons. Everything we said was a lie. We're blackguards and scoundrels and villains and thieves. Now both of you reach for the sky.
Confused and disheartened, the duo decided to sleep in a clearing nearby.
A nap will fix everything.
Sancho declared as they looked for a soft place to lie. Good as new, the two men left once again, reminiscing as they rode along. Success grew larger, their escapes more harrowing. They felt happy, hopeful, and strong.
Sire, I've wondered for quite a long time why you carry that dirty old rag. The smell of it, even from way over here, is enough to make a man gag.
Hold your tongue, rotund fool! It is my lady's silk scarf, a token of love and esteem. Dulcinea has pledged all her love just to me. This fine fabric embodies that dream. Even now, far away, she awaits my return, standing hopefully by her door. Perhaps someday, when my travels are over, we'll say goodbye nevermore. But look, is it true? There are actors ahead. Sancho, do you see what I see? They're waving at us. Perhaps they might do a performance for just you and me. Hail, fine fellows. I am brave Don Quixote. I'm sure you have all heard the name. You perform plays and I perform deeds.
My fellows, can you believe our good luck? We share the same space as a knight. I say, you could tell just by looking at him he'd be quite a force in a fight.
My name is Donkey Quixote. Perhaps you've heard. I'm as graceful as an old cow.
My courage and strength are unequaled. Would you all care to bow?
How dare you insult me? Do you not know that a knight brooks no slur nor affront? Take back what you said, or we'll fight to the death, you despicable, bellowing runt.
With that, the Don spurred his horse into the group, his crooked old lance at the ready. But Rocinante was tired of carrying his load, and his legs weren't sufficiently steady. The knight landed right in a puddle of mud and watched as a strange scene was staged. As art imitates life, the players responded, and Quixote continued his rage. As the Don prepared to attack once again, the players gathered their forces. Convinced by their numbers and sticks in their hands, Quixote got back on his horse. Head held aloft, but dignity wilted, he rode on with nary a word. Besides, he told Sancho, how could I possibly fight people that look so absurd?
Scene 12. Lion.
Miraculous in Dios mío! I want to return to my wife! Never have stranger things happened to me in my long, uneventful life! For here is a lion in a cage on a road, right in the middle of Spain! It must be a dream, perhaps a mirage, but most likely I'm going insane!
This lion gives me the opportunity to win all my honor back. Knight against lion? How hard could it be? Watch out, I'm about to attack. Open the cage and free the wild beast. I
I am armed with both courage and lance. For somewhere deep down, I have this strange feeling that this is my very last chance.
Oh, sire, please reconsider. It will rip you to shreds. I'll have to carry you back in a sack. You're no match for this ravenous fiend.
I'm ready and able. Stand back.
Such courage, such bravery, such valor and nerve. No one has dared do this before. I'll free the caged beast, then bolt for the woods. I can't stand to see blood and gore.
He opened the cage and ran for his life. Sancho quickly climbed up a tree. And then they all saw an astonishing sight that none could imagine he'd see.
It's coming! It's stepping right out of the cage! It's sniffing the air all around! It's turning in circles! And could it be yawning? And lying down right on the ground?
Good kitty.
Never before in my long, crazy life have I seen one so unafraid. Even as the great beast approached where he stood, he remained strong and undismayed. This is truly a knight, for no other man could hold his wits through danger. Oh, please, might I kiss the toes on the feet of this daring, mysterious stranger?
This was, to be sure, the Don's finest moment, a defining moment indeed. He had tamed the fierce creature with the strength of his will and would never again feel the need to confront in a cause, to blunder and brag back and forth through the countryside. His tale would be known by everyone. His fame would be spread far and wide.
Scene 13, return home.
Oh, Master Knight Errant, may I assist you up on your horse and away? For you need your rest after all these adventures, and on this, your most memorable day.
That night as they camped and talked by the fire, Quixote spoke of his creed, his conviction that nothing should stand in the way of helping all people in need.
Sancho, my friend, you must not be afraid to face each challenge anew. For when you greet danger, like an old friend, the world opens up for you. Fear is a coward that loses its power when you look right in its eye. It shrinks in the presence of courage, and when laughed at, it will soon die.
The two slept long and hard. And awoke the next day, surrounded by strangers who said,
We have come to take you back home, old man, to the safety of your own bed. You've had a full life and lived out your dreams.
Now come, take the rest that you've earned. And once your strength has built up again, you may tell us all that you've learned.
Quixote went with them quite willingly, exhausted in body and soul. But he smiled as he rode, for he knew deep inside he had truly accomplished his goal.
Now I must take to my bed, for I have thoughts to sort through. My brain is in deep disarray. I feel hot and cold, my body is shaking, my strength is all slipping away.
He slept 3 days and nights as a high fever raged, and awoke as though from a long dream.
My friends, gather round. For I now understand that things have not been for me what they seemed. I'm not a knight errant, just a silly old man whose fantasies grew larger each day. I walked into my books, took fiction as truth, then apparently wandered away. I was a bully and took unfair advantage, using force when I should have used words. Though I can't take back the harm that I've done, be it known those deeds I've abjured. Now if you'll excuse me, my body is heavy, the last journey's about to begin. Thanks to all, both friend and foe, with regret I must leave you again.
All saw the smile spread across his face as he gradually slipped out of sight. And all proclaimed as they fought back their tears,
He was a magnificent knight!
Don Quixote de la Mancha still fights dragons to this day, rescues damsels, wards off demons, and shows us all the way.
He lived with honor, courage, strength, and held his heart's true course. If we can all but do the same, we'll live without remorse.
For fear is a coward that loses its power when you look right in its eye. It shrinks in the presence of courage, and when laughed at, it will soon die.
My friends, you must not be afraid to face each challenge anew. For when you greet danger like an old friend, the world opens up for you.